Hi, I'm Reverend Wendy Craig-Purcell here at the Unity Center in San Diego. Thank you so much for watching today. If you'd like to support the work that we do here, please consider making a contribution. Go to our website. It's easy to do. Thank you in advance for that contribution.
There is a relationship between peace and poise and our personal power. Have you ever thought of that? A relationship between our peace and poise and our personal power. So number one, notice what happens when you lose your peace and poise. You will lose some of your personal power. Imagine for a moment taking a bottle of water, cap on, and shaking it up. What happens to the water inside? It bubbles, it becomes agitated, it's all churned up. And that churning up, that turbulence is a form of energy. And that energy is going crazy inside the bottle, right? And then when you stop shaking it and you allow the water to settle, it becomes clear, right? When the water is turbulent, it's not very clear at all. It's almost foggy. And all of the energy is being churned up. But when you let it settle, it becomes clear. And when you let it settle, that energy that was wasted in the turbulence is now available for something else. To me, that's very much like our minds. Do you ever let your mind get so far in advance, thinking about all tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day? I'm not talking about the kind of planning and prioritizing that is important, but I'm talking about the overuse of that where we are trying to live in tomorrow and the next day and the next and it hasn't even come. Anybody else relate to that but me? A few of you. This idea to do what lies clearly at hand. This to me is why our meditation practice is important. Our meditation practice, those times in quiet and stillness and alone time, to really get as clear as we possibly can, to let the turbulence of that water quiet down so that we can be clearer about what is our next right action, what is our next right step. Imagine those things that get under your skin, those irritations and frustrations where you lose your peace, your poise, and therefore you really lose your personal power, to be like an ice cube. And that ice cube is set on that hot pavement and you're just watching it melt. Just watch. Can you do that right now? Can you imagine that right now? I know you can. To imagine it. Sometimes we think that it has to be more difficult than that it's got to be some sort of special magical thing to move us to a place of greater peace, poise, and power. But it's not really true. It's not really true. It's the moment by moment choices we make. It's catching ourselves when we are losing our peace, our poise, and our power, and reminding ourselves of some very simple things to practice in the moment.